So I'm sure everyone in the room has heard of heart failure, but may not be too sure of what it looks like or how it develops. Today I'm going to discuss a specific form caused by tissue thickening known as hypertrophy. So this is where the heart wall grows in size, mainly due to the muscle fibers getting bigger, the same fibers that contract to make your heart beat. Now, heart failure occurs when the wall grows so much that we can no longer pump enough blood around our bodies. So typically, hypertrophy is known to occur when we have a stiff aortic valve or high blood pressure, one of the many reasons we try to keep our blood pressure at healthy levels. So although we mostly know when it happens, we don't really know why. It's commonly accepted to be some form of adaptation, but the connection between the conditions like high blood pressure and this adaptation are not well understood. So my research involves uncovering the cell mechanisms that lead to hypertrophy by combining concepts from mechanical engineering, biology, and thermodynamics. So I create computer models to simulate the beating heart under conditions like high blood pressure and stiff valves. Then I develop a mathematical description to understand how the loading is experienced by the cells, by the myofibrils or muscle-like fibers within the cells, and by the proteins within that interact to make contractile forces. Now, when we stretch an elastic band, there's energy stored in the material that lets it spring back when released. In the same way, when we deform these myofibrils and proteins, they store energy. Now, the proteins also have an associated chemical free energy that governs how they come together to form myofibrils. And thermodynamics dictates that all this free energy reaches some form of equilibrium. Now, loading at the heart level will cause changes in the loading of the cells and the myofibrils and the proteins, and this will shift the free energy balance. Our models predict that in order to compensate for this change, more fibers must form, and thus we have hypertrophy. So why is any of this really useful? Well, with a fundamental understanding of the thermodynamics that governs the disease, we can develop advanced patient-specific models to predict if and when heart failure will occur. As an example, this could lead to diagnostic simulations to advise on a patient's risk level. We could also couple these simulations with biochemical models to understand how some drugs will interact with the proteins and assistant thermodynamics, motivating new treatments. And finally, we could perform co-simulations with physical implants to understand how they may influence growth and remodeling of your heart, ultimately leading to design of devices that could potentially reverse heart failure and restore the healthy state. Thank you very much.